Today's stories include Xbox is about to launch cloud gaming with ads, Final Fantasy Remake Part 3's multi-platform plans, and the Golden Joysticks nominees are here. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, October 3rd, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is LaCroix Poppy with a great shirt.
Thank you.
Tim Banana
Republic. I bought this from my Mexico days. I broke it out a couple times on shows, and it's been, you know, when you start doing laundry and then it kind of like pushes your closet back a little bit, and then you forget about some shit for a long time.
Yep.
Well, I finally saw some. I need to wear this a lot more. Yeah,
you don't have like a system? Because for me, my system is clothes that I've worn most recently go on the right.
Yeah.
Or something that's going right into the laundry is going on the right.
I do have a system, but the system kind of gets messed up when I buy new clothes and I don't properly like audit things out. And then it kind of becomes a little confusing. And I'm just at that point right now where my life's a little disorganized, but trying to figure that out.
You got a lot going on.
A lot going on.
A lot going on.
My house is a disaster. Baby stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, it's real. A
happening.
diaper bin came yesterday. I'm like, fuck my life.
Man.
You know?
That's crazy.
Can you imagine, Bless?
No, I cannot imagine. That seems crazy. You're preparing for a human to enter your home. A human to enter
and it won't
leave.
leave.
And it won't leave, and it's going to grow up there. Theoretically, unless you move, but you get what I mean. It's going to grow up.
Yeah. It's crazy times. I also think it's crazy that, and we'll get into it, obviously, but opening the show with essentially Microsoft is bringing in ads.
It gets worse by the day.
I know.
It gets so bad that, like, right as we're starting, Bear added something to the KHD like Slack, and it was another Xbox thing. I was like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time for more bad Xbox news. I'll get to that later. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Because remember, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kinda Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Some housekeeping for you on Monday. Kinda Funny Games Daily 2000 is happening. It is going to be a jam-packed, extra-long episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily. That's going to be your only piece of content for Monday. We've been working on it. It's going to be really fun.
Here's the thing. It's an extra-long episode of Games Daily, I think, is underselling it. Because while, yes, technically is true, this is a big deal. This is something like y'all have been working really hard on. I love this is one of those rare experiences that over time is becoming a little bit more frequent where it's a project I have essentially nothing to do with, and I just get to be surprised and be a part of it. Yeah, like that's the best part.
You get to be on it.
I just get to show up.
Yeah, you get to show up and just
have fun and take it all in. Oh, I can't wait, man. We got some really special things planned. A lot of great people have helped work on this, so stay tuned for Monday. It's going to be a blast.
We're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. So today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, and I pulled an audible here. We're gonna talk about like what we've been playing. You know, and I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't really talk about anything I've been playing. Andy has like one thing. And so instead, we're finally going to fix Game of the Year 2019. Me and Andy have been talking about it for a very long time.
So who's on the show?
It's me, Andy, and Mike.
Perfect.
So we're going to fix Game of the Year 2019.
Blessing and Andy have been talking for years about needing to fix something.
Yes.
Who are they going to do it with? Snowbike Mike. What's that something? The 2019 Game of the Year. Okay.
I kid you not.
I can't wait.
This is going to be one of the best episodes or worst episodes of Kinda Funny Gamescast.
Let's go.
I can't wait for it. Then after that is Game Showdown, Kinda Feudy's return. Then the stream is Lego Party with a whole crew.
Including both of us?
Yes.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Great reviews on this game.
Really?
The chatter, and I haven't looked too deep, so chat, let me know if I'm like overselling this. But from what I've seen on social media, everyone's like, this is legitimately the best Mario Party like that we've had that's not a Mario Party.
I was ready to call you on your bullshit, but Metacritic 80, IGN 8 out of 10.
Shit.
Reviews are looking good as I'm scrolling through them. Hold on, we're jumping into OpenCritic.
We're going to OpenCritic, everybody.
Oh, 80 was underselling it. It's an 82 right now on OpenCritic. Game Rant 8 out of 10. DualShockers 8.5. There's nothing under an 8 on here.
Hey, that's right.
What the fuck?
That's great.
Holy
For
cow.
a party game coming out in 2025, like an 8 means like, hey, this actually got the stuff.
A Lego party game of all things. All right, I'm excited about this. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is coming at you from Mike. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney, the Psalm Twining. Today, we're brought to you by Kind of Funny Games Daily, episode 2000, and our new merch, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 5 stories today.
Baker's dozen!
Starting with our number one. Microsoft is about to launch free Xbox Cloud Gaming with ads. This is Tom Warren at The Verge. Microsoft is getting ready to announce an ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plans tell The Verge that the software maker has started testing ad-supported games streaming internally, allowing employees to play select titles free without a Game Pass subscription. I understand that the free ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming will include the ability to stream some games you own, as well as eligible free play days titles, which lets Xbox players try games over a weekend. You'll also be able to stream Xbox Retro Classics games. Sources tell me the internal testing includes around 2 minutes of pre-roll ads before a game is available to stream for free through Xbox Cloud Gaming. Microsoft is also currently testing a limit of 1 hour for sessions with up to 5 hours free a month. These limits may well change when the service is officially launched. The ad-supported Xbox Cloud Gaming version will be available on PC, Xbox consoles, handheld devices, and via the web. Microsoft is planning to test free streaming through a public beta test soon, before launching it fully in the coming months. Tim,
there's a lot to talk about here, because here's the thing. Real talk, cut all the bullshit, jokes, timing, everything. This is good. This is a good thing that they're offering, and at the end of the day, it's literally free to you. Look at this as a demo to play games. Look at this as a demo for cloud streaming. It's free. The ads, 2 minutes of ads, you're watching whatever. There's a lot of questions I have about the implementation of this.
That's the main thing, is like, is it I click on a game, I watch a 2-minute ad, and then I get into a game uninterrupted?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're saying it here, 2 minutes of ads, where it's like, cool, they're spelling it out for us. Like, if that's what the case is, then cool, then you get an hour. But how is that hour count down? Are we visually seeing that? Are we in a boss fight as the seconds tick, and then it's like, hey, time's up?
I hope that doesn't make it to the final version.
Yeah, and then like ads interrupting, that'd be a problem, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. So real talk, just on paper, taking this for what it is, what's bad about it? It's the context of this week's news, and it's how complicated all of this stuff is getting.
Yes.
And the fact that this, at the end of the day, if it's good news, how big of a deal is it to an amount of people compared to the fact that how many months from now, if not weeks from now, are we going to get a new infographic with Game Pass and what it all includes? And one of the many, 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 many bullet points on the higher tiers is going to be cloud gaming with no ads, which is already the case, but trying to act like that's a benefit when really it's just what was already there.
Yeah.
But it is a benefit if they're offering another version that is worse, and it's worse because it has ads. Like, if I am into an ecosystem, ads drive me fucking crazy. So I pay for the get rid of the ads version of shows. YouTube Premium, literally the best subscription service I ever got. I feel like, especially nowadays, like, people don't realize that it comes with YouTube Music. So I'm not saying you should do this, but like, if you don't want to pay for Spotify or Apple Music, but like you need to pay for one of them because you like music, but you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you should just get YouTube Premium. It gets you so much.
Dude, I was listening to YouTube Music this morning. Like, it's also nice because I know me and you, we come from the mixtape era. We love listening to rap mixtapes.
You ain't finding those on Apple.
You're not finding those on Spotify whatsoever. You are finding them on YouTube Music, which is why I was listening to that this morning. But yeah, I totally feel you, right? Like, it's very much a to each their own thing. Do I look at this and go, this is something I want? Absolutely not. I don't want to experience ads before I'm playing a game. I don't want a countdown timer. I barely even want cloud, right? Like, it's such a I think the problem when you lump this in with the Xbox stuff, right? It's to your point, and I take it even further. I think it is like the messiness of everything. Like, the more messy and clunky your messaging is around the packages that you're delivering, the less enticing it becomes. And I think the more annoyed I become as a consumer when it is the thing of like, all right, so when I want to get in at this bottom tier, I am losing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the list goes on as far as the things that you're saying that don't come with this. And now I am over here having to watch a 2-minute ad to play, I don't know, Halo, and I can play it for an hour and then I have to put it away before I have to come home and play it natively.
And to be clear, this is not a Xbox unique problem. When PlayStation announced its changed plans for PS Plus with Essential and Premium and all that stuff, like literally, it's funny because like these being our jobs, we talk about this stuff every single day. Like I try to at least retain the information that I know that we're going to talk about for the coming years to make sure that we know off the top, like how much does this cost? Like what are the factors here? I didn't even try for PlayStation Plus. If I ever need to know what the difference is, I'll look it up in the moment. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. And we're so there with Xbox. We've been there for a long time with all the various services they have that they're over the last couple years been trying to condense into one thing kind of, you know, because at least it's not Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass, you know what I mean? Yeah. And there's PC versions of both as well, like whatever. Now it's like, okay, cool, we're starting to get somewhere that only has 6 options.
As opposed to 1 million, sure. Yeah, I feel that. I think, you know what it is? Because I think you bringing in the PlayStation factor is very interesting, because I remember those conversations that we were having when they revamped PlayStation Plus and turned it into 3 things, and we would joke about like, oh, you got Essential, Extra, and then Extra, right? And like,
is Extra really one of them?
Yeah,
that's
it's hilarious. PlayStation Plus. Like, it's Essential.
Whatever, dude. I truly don't care.
It's Essential, Extra, and Premium. Guess which one I have? I have Essential, right? Like, for those first 3 months, we got access. They gave us like the codes to review or whatever for like the first 3 months of like PlayStation Plus, the top one, which is Premium. And after experiencing that, I was like, all right, cool. I ain't paying for this shit, right? And I think that comes down to what you want out of your experience as a player, and also what you consider to be the most vital experience on a platform. I think one of the issues why maybe this compounds more, maybe feels worse with Xbox, is that the things that they've marketed as the important things, the vital things, I think those are the things that feel like they're being watered down a little bit with all these changes. And so when you're talking about day one games and you're in between every announcement, right? You're talking about Play Anywhere, you're talking about cloud gaming, and you're talking about day one games. When those are the things that are then feeling like they're being affected the most negatively by these switch ups, I think that's when people go, well, what the fuck then, right?
Yeah, and you know, to kind of compare it to a similar thing in a different medium, but with similar problems that we see, the streaming side of movies and TV, right? That would be the equivalent of like having like Disney Plus having its different levels, which it does, with the ad supported, no ads, like higher resolution, like all that stuff. But then being like, yeah, but the low end doesn't get you the Disney Plus originals.
Yeah.
What's like? It's like, well, what are we even talking about then? Like that is what we're trying to get here. The problem here is Xbox Live, just playing games with your friends is at that low level, so they can always make the argument of like, well, that's really what you need. But you're right, that's not what they are promoting. That's not what they're putting out there. Like they know as well as any of us that the top tier is the one that they're trying to get people to do.
The top tier is the bread and butter.
And I feel like that is in opposition to how most of the streaming services function.
Yeah.
There's the middle tier that they were trying to get you to. There's always going to be the entry one for them just trying to get people in the door. But there's usually a higher tier that they're like, if you want 4K, go for it. You know?
Yeah.
If you want no ads at all, go for it.
And whatever. And I know, I mean, I say this all the time. I'm a cheap dude, right? When it comes to like my purchases and all that stuff. But when it comes to any subscription service I have, I always get the lowest tier. I'm always like a lowest tier person. And a big reason for that is that, to your point, lowest tiers are often like, or lowest to medium tiers are often the, hey, this will get you what you need. This is the bread and butter of our service. And if you want the highest tier, that is for the people who want lossless audio.
And that's the thing is I am that guy. Yeah. And to me, I feel like I'm the opposite of you, where when it comes to subscription services, I often find that I want the highest tier, or I don't want any of the tiers. Like it's a value proposition to me of like, if they're not offering at the high end enough for me to be like, yes, I want that. It's like, I don't care what you're offering because I don't want to watch that show. I don't want to watch your shows. I don't want to play your games that bad.
Yeah.
Like to have to deal with whatever I have to put up with for a price on top of ads, on top of all this other shit. Like one step further, I want to take the comparison to the streaming services stuff. One argument that I am firmly on a side that I feel like is not the most popular side of this, but I stand by it wholeheartedly, is the memes about, oh, we're just back to cable. And it's like, in some ways, yes, but not in the ways that I think people give it credit for. Because to me, we are undeniably in a space where every single one of the streaming services is offering more new, unique, premium content than any TV cable thing had ever done in the past. You talk about cable before, the HBO shows, you're still getting all those HBO shows, but now all the other motherfuckers are trying stuff too. You're also getting more shit than you're just getting more than we've ever gotten.
Yes.
But you are getting more for your money by an insane amount, by like 100 times the content perhaps than what content in the TV shows in the 90s looked like.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like, we were getting so much more of good, bad, everything. To me, the part that it's like the cablification of it is really hitting in a way that sucks. 10 years ago, you look at any of the streaming services and you understand exactly what every tier looks like without caring.
Yeah.
Now, everything feels like PlayStation Plus. Every single thing feels like the cable networks used to, the packages where you're like, do I need 900 channels? Okay, I only want Disney Channel. Why do I need to pay this much more for 953 Comcast channels? And that's what Xbox Ultimate feels like. I don't want Fortnite Crew.
Yeah.
What is Ubisoft Classics?
That's a really good question. What is Ubisoft Classics?
Did you see what I'm saying? And it's like, maybe we look into it, we're like, hey, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not Ubisoft Plus.
And to come back around to the point I'm making, right? Like, I think the problem that I have, and I think that people might feel, is that $30 also feels like at the same time they're bread and butter. You know what I mean? Like the thing that is advertised the most, right? And like, yeah, we look at that and go, what the fuck is Ubisoft Classics? What the fuck is, I don't care about this Fortnite stuff. I don't care about, like, I don't know if you play any Riot games, right? Like,
no,
a lot of these things don't speak to a lot of people, right? And so I think, I mean, I think it just feels a bit sharper with this Xbox stuff, with the ways that they're messaging it and the ways that this is coming down. And like that said, it didn't feel nice with the PlayStation stuff either. It doesn't.
No.
It typically doesn't feel nice when our subscription services revamp and go up in price.
But I do think it's important to, and I think this is a point that me and you were like kind of tapping into that I haven't seen most people talk about. That is, what is the tier that they expect us to buy, and what is the tier that they are marketing?
Yeah.
And with Xbox, it is that $30 one. It is Ultimate.
I'm so interested to see what the next Xbox Game Showcase looks like, or even the next Xbox Developer _Direct. As far as, do they keep that same messaging? Because their messaging up until now has been all those keywords that I look at and go, okay, you're advertising Ultimate. And now that Ultimate is the highest $30 tier that I think is unattainable for a large amount of their audience now, does that continue to be the bread and butter? This is what we're advertising?
Yeah.
Or do they start to go, like, do they start to shift the language to be like, no, you want that $20. You want standard.
Not a chance in hell.
I want to bring in a super chat plus some breaking Wii-ish news, but it feeds into the Xbox stuff. Kabobs writes in and says, Game Pass Ultimate is also losing 10% discounts on DLC. This is the one that Barrett wrote in with as it was breaking as we were going live this morning. I'm pulling from thegamer.com from Josh Colson. Who writes, Xbox has been the talk of the games industry this week for all the wrong reasons yet again. A Game Pass restructure means those with Ultimate now have to pay $30 a month, a 50% price increase, and the second time the price has gone up. As the dust from that bombshell is starting to settle, subscribers have noticed the changes also include the removal of DLC discounts. Before this week's restructuring, Game Pass subscribers were entitled to a 10% discount on DLC and add-ons. The recently released Order of the Giants, for example, the DLC for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, was discounted if you had an active Game Pass subscription. Sure, it would be nice to get the DLC for no additional cost along with your Game Pass game, but a discount is better than nothing.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I really start to question, is it? Because we're talking about 10%, a 10% discount of the DLC. We're talking about 10% of $10, $1 off for the DLC you're getting.
It costs more than $10, I imagine. But
$20.
Sure, $22. Yeah,
okay.
sure. Yeah, sure,
and
sure.
Obviously, I'd rather take that than not.
Yeah.
But I don't like that small amount being another bullet point that they get to put on the value add to this thing.
Yeah.
That they're playing you. Like that does not add up. That simply doesn't add up. The DLC should either be fucking free, which by the way, it should.
You think the DLC
I think the DLC, Xbox DLC, yes, 100%.
Oh, like it should be included in Game Pass, you're saying?
Absolutely.
That I agree with.
So
that I
like,
for sure agree with, actually.
Fuck, like them taking this away, that is another like poke in the wound. But it's like the reality of this is that is a weak bullet point. That's Fortnite Crew levels of bullshit.
Oh yeah. Honestly, without all the other news of this week, this by itself, I'd have been like, I would have kind of been like, I don't really care. Like, and that sucks for the people that really take advantage of that discount. But it's like, it really is just another bullet point. That being added to all the other bullshit, it's like, yo, fuck off, dude. Yeah. Like, you guys are stepping on unnecessary risks when it comes to this whole thing.
Yep.
Let's move on.
Real quick, sorry.
Right,
I just want to say this because I want to make sure that I'm like very clear about some things because we run a business with a subscription service.
Yeah.
Right. We think about this stuff. We talk about this stuff so ad nauseum. I just want everybody to understand that, like, what I'm saying and how we talk about this is reflected in what we do and how we act with this stuff. And it shows a level of understanding. Granted, Xbox, Microsoft, very different levels, very different amounts of money, all that shit. Yeah. Sure. But when it comes down to it, it's like we act like don't just add a bunch of shit to have a bunch of shit. The changes we've made to the Patreon tiers over the years, the amount of stuff that we've cut just because we're like, people aren't using this, people don't actually want it. We're just putting it there to have more stuff. And when we have our $25 happy hour tier, that is us trying to come up with something to add actual value to the limited amount of people that are going to support us at that level.
Yeah.
We are telling you guys the $10 level is the membership level is what we're asking from you. That's the content.
Yes.
There are higher levels if you want to go above and beyond the support, and we're going to try our best to meet those standards and like do better things. But we don't want those better things to be dangling over everybody else as like, man, you're missing out on the real content.
Yeah.
That's not saying it's not high quality, some of the best content we make, but do you get my point? It's not our core stuff. Yeah. And I think that to me is the difference is like we in the past, just because of how our company's evolved, there were times that our Patreon had a bunch of tiers that had just this and this and this. Well, only if there and this if that. And it's like we had to make some calls that literally lost us a ton of money just because of how it all works. But it's like we knew what was the right thing to do for the sustainability of our business and for creating value and like believing in what we're putting out there.
Yeah. Well,
sorry for the rant.
That was a good rant. I like that rant. We're going to rant about so much more because we got a fun news story coming up about Game of the Year nominees. Your first list of Game of the Year nominees are here from an outlet.
And you won't believe what's on and what's not.
But before we get there, I want to talk to you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames where you can go and get the Kinda Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad-free. Speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
Kinda Funny Games Daily 2000 is happening on October 6th. I can't believe it. We are 2,000 episodes into this daily weekday show. Thank you so much for your support over the years, watching us live on YouTube, Twitch, podcast services around the globe. KindaFunny.com/store is where you want to go to get this shirt to celebrate Kinda Funny Games Daily 2000. But on top of that, it's not just the celebration of Kinda Funny Games Daily. It's Kinda Funny Games overall. We're bringing back some retro merch. Look at this. One of the fan favorite shirts from back in the day, of course, inspired by a portable handheld system we're not going to name, specifically, but you get what we got going on. And one of the most requested unreleased shirts that I used to wear all the time, you're now going to be able to get kindafunny.com/store. But hey, it's not just about merch. It's about celebrating 2,000 episodes of Games Daily. October 6th, we're doing a mega episode of Games Daily. Be hyped. Be there. We have segments. We have guests. We're trying to get 2,000 super chats. What's going to happen if we do that? You're going to have to tune in to find out. We'll see you there October 6th. Get your shirts. kindafunny.com/store.
And we're back with story number 2. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 leads the Golden Joystick Awards 2025 charge for most nominations, nudging out Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm reading from Lain Harris at Games Radar, and I'm skipping the article part because I'm just here to read the nominees. You know what the Golden Joysticks are. If you don't, they're another big video game award show.
I would say one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll put it out there, yeah.
I mean, easily top 5, debatably top 3.
I don't know about top 3.
What would it be then?
You got the Game Awards. You got what's the one that Greg does? Dice.
That's the thing. Like,
and then
Dice,
you got the Kinda Funny Game of the Year. Come on.
Come on. It was right fucking there.
Yeah.
No, but like real talk. I think like Dice. There's
BAFTAs.
Yeah, BAFTAs, IDGs. Right? Is that what they're called? IDGAs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from like GDC.
Yeah.
Yeah. IGDAs. And then maybe I'd say Golden Joystick.
But I mean, I feel like is that really under those? I'm not so sure. But
I feel like same tier.
It's different types of vibes. I think the thing is like Golden Joysticks is more similar to Game Awards than it is to the other ones because the other ones seem a bit more like
Formal.
Actually professional. No, don't mean that in a bad way.
Jeff
but
Keighley,
like,
you get him. I didn't say
well,
he
you know,
said it.
you know what I mean.
Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, you're right. BAFTAs are a bit more dressed up and stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll call it.
I'm just gonna go through them until I get tired. So let's start off. I'm going from the beginning of the article to the end. Best storytelling. They got Clair Obscur, Silent Hill F, Blueprints, Mafia: The Old Country, Lost Records: Bloom and Rage, and The 100 Line: Last Defense Academy. We're gonna come back to that in a second because Lost Records: Bloom and Rage, that's interesting. Best multiplayer game. You got Battlefield 6, Peak, Elden Ring: Night Rain, Split Fiction, Mario Kart World, and Rematch. I want to come back to that one too because Battlefield 6. What's going on with that? That game, it's not even out yet. Best visual design. Death Stranding 2, Clair Obscur, The Midnight Walk, Ghost of Yotei, Sword of the Sea, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Best indie game. You got Blueprints, Citizen Sleeper 2, Wander Stop, Skin Deep, Despelote, Hurdling, Abiotic Factor, Baby Steps, Caves of Quad, and Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
Caves of what?
Caves of Quad. I wasn't sure.
I don't know.
QUD.
You went for it. Like, bless, you committed to pronouncing QUD in a way no man's ever committed to saying a word.
I was like, if I just say it and continue, no one will question it.
Quad.
Jesus. Best indie game self-published. You got Hollow Knight Silksong, Hades 2, Sword of the Sea, Peak, Keep Driving, Spilled, Lonely Mountains, Snow Riders, Deltarune, Promise, Mascot Agency, and Consume Me. The Still Playing Award for PC and console is Minecraft, Dead by Daylight, Helldivers 2, Naraka Blade Point, Satisfactory, Call of Duty Warzone, Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege X, GTA Online, and Warframe.
Still Playing Award.
Yeah.
Really like the phrasing there.
That's a really good phrasing.
Fucking ongoing. Fuck of this. Still playing.
Still
like
playing.
that.
They also have a separate mobile one. It goes like this. Call of Duty Mobile, Pokemon Go, Subway Surfers, Clash Royale, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin, Zenless Zone Zero, Roblox, Free Fire, and PUBG Mobile. For Best Remake / Remaster, another category I really like. Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, The Talos Principle Reawakened, Gears of War Reloaded, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4. Stacked year for remake / remaster.
Dude, it really is. It really freaking is. This doesn't even include the Galaxy games. Like, we've got so much awesome stuff.
Studio of the Year, Team Cherry, Sandfall Interactive, Aggro Crab and Landfall, Bloober Team, Slow Clap, and Rebellion. Best Game Expansion.
Rebellion.
You know, I was going to ask. You're going to have to look that one up for me. Best Game Expansion, you got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Order of the Giants, Liza P. Overture, No Man's Sky, Voyagers, Atomfall Story Expansion Pack, The Red Strain, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Sniper Elite.
Really?
With the Sniper Elite people.
First, I respect it. Shout out. Shout out Sniper Elite. You got Claws of Awaji from Assassin's Creed Shadows, Still Wakes the Deep, and Siren's Rest. For Best Audio Design, you got
Atomfall. That's
there
what
you
did
go.
This year as well.
There you go. Best audio, because I had to do the Lil Wayne thing. You ever seen the Lil Wayne clip where he was like asking about, like, somebody was telling me about like the top 5 rappers or whatever as decided by an outlet, and they're like, they're like, on number 1, Jay-Z. He was like, cool. Number 2 was I forget what. Number 2 was like somebody else, and he was like, oh, interesting. And then number 3 was Gucci Mane, or no, he was like, he was acting like, is Eminem on the list? And he was like, no, Eminem's not on the list. And they're like, Gucci Mane was number 3, and he's like, Gucci Mane was number 3 and Eminem's not on the list. And then he stopped himself. He was like, shout out Gucci. Shout out Gucci. Sorry, I butchered that, but like that's essentially how it goes. Though, you get the point.
No, it is funny though, because looking at their wiki, it's like, all right, they have the most recent game was Zombie Army VR. Before that, Atomfall, and before that, the last 5 were Sniper Elite games.
Oh hell yeah, that's funny. Best audio, you got Ghost of Yotei, Battlefield 6, DK Bonanza, Death Stranding 2, 2 Point Museum, Chronos: The New Dawn. Best soundtrack, you got Expedition 33, South of Midnight, Silent Hill F, Eric's Home, The Stolen Dream, Deltarune, Sword of the Sea. We just got 4 more categories.
I'm so mad about so many omissions here.
Oh, we'll get to it. Let me finish this off. Best lead performer, you got Jennifer English for Mael in Expedition 33. You got Troy Baker for Indiana Jones. You got Tom McKay as Henry in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You got Alex Jordan as Jan Dolsky in The Altars. You got Erika Ishii as Atsu in Ghost of Yotei. And you got Adrian Ray as Hazel in South of Midnight.
Fuck yeah.
For Best Supporting Performer, you got Troy Bakers as Higgs in Death Stranding. You got Jim High as Eric in Kingdom Come. You got Ben Starr as Verso in Clair Obscur. You got Lucy Griffiths as Alva in Eric's Home. You got Logan Cunningham in Hades 2. Didn't play a character. And then you got Marios Gavrilis as Emmerich Voss in Indiana Jones. Now, for the 2 Game of the Year categories, let's start with PC Game of the Year. You got Hollow Knight Silksong, The Altars, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Peak, Abiotic Factor, and Dune Awakening. And then for Console Game of the Year, you got Donkey Kong Bonanza, Monster Hunter Wilds, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and you got Mario Kart World.
What don't you have?
What's missing? I don't see anything. Well, okay, where's Blueprints? That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Where's Blueprints?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Yeah. Wait, is there anything else missing?
We have Mario Kart World. We have Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And we don't have Expedition 33.
Can I tell you?
The headline of this is Expedition 33 leads the things, and it's not for Best Indie Game or Game of the Year.
It's lovely to have a Game of the Year list, right? And Sonic Racing Crossroads is on it. And that's not even the game that I'm like, if you're going to remove one, remove Sonic Racing. I'm starting out with Mario Kart World.
Oh, not a chance. I'm not getting in that conversation.
I'm getting Mario Kart World the fuck out of here. Nah.
But to be clear, neither deserve to be on a Game of the Year list.
Oh, this year I agree.
Both are,
Great
at
games.
best, 8 out of 10 games.
I mean, IGN gave Sonic a 9 out of 10, just saying.
And we can, agree
I give it an 8 out of 10, but,
you were mad
but
at
IGN, yes.
Okay.
You know what? Fair. Very fair.
And not to say that 8 out of 10 games can't make it on a Game of the Year shortlist, but
there's been a lot of
this
10s and
year,
9s.
Yeah, it's like that's crazy. Having said that, Hollow Knight is making Hollow Knight's not there.
Hollow Knight's not there.
Oh, it's under PC Game of the Year, so they're differentiating that for some reason.
I mean, it wasn't on most consoles,
Hollow Knight,
right? Am I crazy?
Hades wasn't.
I'm thinking of Hades. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. It was on most consoles.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like, is there anything else missing from the Game of the Year? Because what are the games we usually talk about? We're talking about Clair Obscur, Hades 2.
Hades 2's it's all over this.
Yeah, Hades 2 isn't on the Game of the Year list.
And stuff, but it's not there.
Is this a canary in the coal mine for what this Game of the Year season is going to look like?
Oh, it's going to be wild. But no, it's not going to be like this, though. I don't think. I think that the Game Awards, it's going to be a very competitive top 6.
Yeah.
But man, I don't even want.
Did people just forget that Split Fiction came out this year?
I think Split Fiction, isn't it Takes Two?
Yes, it is. Split Fiction versus It Takes Two, they're like, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
You have to prove my point, by the way.
They're the exact same amount of quality.
Cool, but that came out many years ago and already won Game of the Year.
You're right.
So if it's the exact same thing again,
if you make a game that is a exact follow-up to something that was previously Game of the Year, I don't know, man. I feel like that follow-up should probably still be in the conversation. If it's like the same exact quality.
If it's in the conversation, yes, but in a year that has so many other heavy hitters, that's the difference.
Okay.
I feel like, Split Fiction, again, it goes back to, I give Split Fiction an 8. And it's like 8s can make it, and they have made it in the past. This year, we don't got room for 8s.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation every which way. The one big thing here that I'm going to be incredibly annoying about for the rest of the year is for soundtracks, Mario Kart World deserves.
Oh, yes, I'm with you.
And like, obviously, Expedition 33 is freaking fantastic. But like, I just want, you guys are going to hear this a lot from me coming up. Okay? Just fucking prepare yourself.
Yeah, we're going to need a bingo for this Game of the Year season.
Yes,
This is one of the squares on the bingo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World is the soundtrack of the year. Mm-hmm. And you might say, oh, a lot of it's just remixes of old songs. A level of love and live instrumentation, love of music that is shown off, worldwide music shown off in that is incredible. And that's not even talking about the fact that 50% of the soundtrack is original songs that are fucking bangers. So you're going to hear more from me, so I'm not going to elaborate.
You're like, that's my opening statement.
That's my opening statement.
You're going to see me a lot for the rest of the year.
You'll get the essay over the rest of the year.
What I need from somebody in the audience who cares enough to do this, right? I need a meme that is the bingo, the Game of the Year season bingo card. Each of us get a square. Because Tim's square is going to be the Mario Kart soundtrack. My square, I imagine, is going to be Blueprints. like Blueprints deserves to be either Game of the Year or nominated.
Woo!
I'll iron out what
you're actually
official
trying to fight for.
Yeah, what my official statement is. What's Greg Square? I feel like Greg Square hasn't been determined yet. We got time left in the year.
It's gonna annoy me.
It was gonna be something annoying.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be Pokemon related. I think it's gonna be something along the lines of Pokemon Za being his #1 game. We're gonna see. Andy, I imagine is gonna be Lies of P Overture. Is gonna be his bingo square.
Yeah.
What's Barrett? What's Barrett's like take of the year? Chat, you're gonna have to remind me what Barrett's been saying because I know that boy be vocal. Mike is gonna be what? Mike is probably gonna be on like, so he's gonna be talking about Peak or something like that. He's gonna be like Peak. We keep forgetting Peak. Who else thought? Oh, Nick is gonna be Dune Awakening. You know that's
Nick is Dune Awakening.
Nick is Dune Awakening. Sure. Baby Steps. Mike is gonna be all up on Baby Steps for sure. Let's move on. Story number 3. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 won't be impacted by multi-platform approach despite Xbox's problematic lack of memory. Says director. Says director. Just so you know,
yeah,
that's not
but
me.
like that headline didn't need to be written that way. Ed Nightingale at Eurogamer.
Oh,
I
man.
say that with love. I don't even know what we headlined this episode, but I'm sure it's equally like, guys, you didn't need to do that.
This is Ed Nightingale at Eurogamer. Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy director Naoki Hamaguchi has stated the multi-platform approach for Part 3 won't impact development whatsoever. With Remake Intergrade heading to Switch 2 and Xbox consoles next year, Square Enix confirmed the full trilogy would be multi-platform. That said, we don't know yet the release date of Rebirth on Switch 2 and Xbox, and it's unknown if Part 3 will be a simultaneous multi-platform release or staggered with PlayStation leading. Still, it seems this multi-platform approach is working out just fine, as Hamaguchi told Easy Allies for Part 3, quote, we do have designated teams working on each platform so that our multi-platform approach won't impact the development whatsoever, end quote. Yet, while development for both Nintendo Switch 2 Rebirth and the third installment are going very smoothly, it seems the Xbox consoles are proving a little more problematic. Quote, as for the Xbox version, like many other publishers, I think we did see some issues with the lack of memory compared with other platforms, said Hamaguchi. While he doesn't specify, presumably he's referring to the less powerful Series S console, which proved tricky for Baldur's Gate 3 studio Larian, among others. Quote, but as for the Switch 2 releases, Hamaguchi continued, we actually have the main dev team working really hard on this. As a result, I think we're pretty confident with the end product. We did get some great reviews for FF7 Remake Intergrade, so I hope the fans look forward to it. End quote. Indeed, in an interview with Automaton earlier this week, Hamaguchi praised the Switch 2's great hardware specs. Quote, however, he added, due to power consumption constraints, it's designed to dial back performance a bit in handheld mode. So, since a straightforward port wouldn't be enough to make the game run stably in handheld mode, we had our talented rendering programmers put in extra work on optimization. I believe lighting is the crucial factor in terms of graphics quality and expression in this day and age, said Hamaguchi, end quote. Approximating the lighting would have made the game feel cheap, he explained, and so the development team has reduced the processing load in other areas, such as post-effects and fog, to retain high-quality lighting.
Real quick, I just want to say, I truly believe that without any exaggeration, I think Hamaguchi's going to go down as one of the GOATs when all's said and done. When you look at the work that he and the teams have done, but him being kind of a co-lead on Remake, then lead on Rebirth, and now lead on the third one, and with all the wins that they've taken in terms of the actual game development side, like hearing the words being said here, these are words from a man that cares.
Yeah.
You know? And similar love was put into the PS5 Pro version of Rebirth, and I remember them taking a lot of pride in that as well. And Rebirth was one of the highlights of the PS5 Pro's launch, as opposed to a lot of the other titles, including Sony titles, right? So in terms of optimization and incredible games, obviously, it's just great to see, and also just a love for the games industry at large. The question still does remain, this is all amazing, but is it going to launch simultaneously or is it going to be delayed? I am starting to believe, based on these words, it's going to be simultaneous.
That's cool.
And I think that's the best move possible, specifically for the end of this trilogy, when by that point, the first 2 games will be available everywhere. PC, Xbox, Switch, PlayStation. Like, that's going to be so valuable to them, and I think it's going to be a great experience overall, and especially since they are taking the time to update. They did say, and I'm sure this was like a translation issue to some extent, but that Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is getting great reviews. It was previews, but they were, because the game's not out till January, but they were glowing previews on the Switch too, talking about it running solid 30, looking great, not looking lesser than. And if they can pull that off, and they're doing it, unlike a lot of other third parties on Switch 2 ports, it's like, all right, I'm feeling really good about this, you know. And I also am feeling incredibly good about the Game Awards being the announcement of Final Fantasy VII 3.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, it's time.
Story number 4. Peak developers Aggro Crab have announced a new game. This comes directly from a press release. Developer Aggro Crab, who did Peak, Another Crab's Treasure, and Going Under, revealed their latest game today, Crash Out Crew. Crash Out Crew is a 1 to 4 player cooperative forklift experience in which players will fulfill increasingly chaotic orders, delivering physics-based packages to the best of their abilities in a warehouse full of safety hazards. The Crash Out Crew demo will be available on October 13th for the start of Steam Next Fest. Crash Out Crew is the other half of the 2025 Game Jam projects from Aggro Crab. After the recent cancellation of Going Under 2, the studio decided to explore the whimsy multiplayer side of game development. While some of the Aggro Crab developers worked on Peak with Landfall, the rest of the studio locked in to produce Crash Out Crew. It was really cool.
Super sick.
I'm still blown away by the success of Peak.
Yep.
Like, such a crazy story for them to be like, all right, we're canceling our big project. Let's take time and like have a creative game jam, work on some small side things. And one of them ends up being one of the biggest games of the year.
I mean, especially after Another Crab's Treasure. That was like so much excitement from us going into it.
Like heavily
and
marketed.
Being good, you know, but I don't think it kind of was that breakout indie hit that it could have been. To see them get that, like, from the outside by accident, and then be able to follow that up with like something that looks super cool. I love it because we look at this, and had we not had the story I just said, we'd be like, oh, it looks kind of cool. But because we do, we're like, oh, hell yeah, I believe in this. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
so,
because of Peak, you look forward and you're like, okay, well, let's see what this is. Tim, I hope Crash Out Crew comes out and is big.
Yeah, me too.
But if I wanted something small, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
Story number 5 is Wii News. From game developer, Destruction All-Stars developer Lucid Games is opening a new office in Liverpool in collaboration with design firm Octra to establish itself as a leading creative force within the UK city. The studio, which has also worked on titles such as Apex Legends and Sea of Thieves, said the workspace will open in November and it will replace its existing headquarters within the city. Notably, it said the new location is designed to meet the needs of its growing 250-person team. More Wii news for you. New Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC characters will be announced in January. Cool.
Like, that's what the game needs. More characters.
More characters, yes.
How are there more characters?
I don't know. Like, how many Dragon Ball Z characters exist?
It's crazy.
How many more Gokus can you fit in this video game? They're going to find a way to put in more. Today, 3 games from the App Store come to Apple Arcade. You're getting Thomas and Friends Let's Roll Plus. You're getting Domino's Classic Tile Game Plus and Piffle Plus. Yooka-Rayleigh Physical Edition launches December 18th. Hunter x Hunter Nen Survivor has been announced for iOS and Android. Stray Children launches October 30th in the West. And finally, Demeo Cross Dungeons & Dragons Battle Marked launches November 20th. And that is it for Wii News. We got a lot of super chats. I'll save them all for this segment. So we're gonna hang out here. Let's see. Let me scroll to the top. Let's take this from the top. Graham of Legend writes in with a birthday tax. They say on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. I said, it's my birthday. Celebrating my 35th with y'all. Cheers, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Graham.
What movie is that from again?
The best. Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. Thank you.
Yes.
Red Hudson writes in and says, what happened in Mexico, Tim?
You'll never know.
You got this shirt in Mexico or for Mexico?
For Mexico. I bought this in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Took it to Mexico. This thing's been worldwide, baby.
Wow. Got that shirt just for the deeds that you're doing over there.
The dirty deeds.
Dirty deeds. That's crazy.
Yeah. You might start to do the math.
Oh, I've already done the math. We know what happened in Mexico.
Babies had to be made at some point.
Lord Foosh writes in and says, Been an Xbox gamer since 2002. Been debating switching. It seemed like they were almost back on the right track. Then the Activision merger happened. You know, stick it out for another 5 years. See where we're at.
It really sucks, dude. Like, to have a real moment for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I know the dominoes falling thing is like just it's become a bingo thing. Of just like it just comes up so much. But it's like the reality is Xbox nailed it for a while. And like in a lot of ways continues to. They are redefining how games are delivered and all this stuff. It's just also simultaneously fucking up the entire industry. You know what I mean? It's like this hard thing of just like, yeah, man, they've done so much stuff that's crazy and questionable, but it also, they're delivering the goods, and it's now just getting to a point that it's unsustainable because ironically they have too much goods and they need to sell those goods at a price that is worth it to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't have done all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy that we're about to get this Xbox Asus handheld, right? And like, we're opening up this new world of possibilities, and we're going to wait to see what the next gen looks like. And as we're starting to get Ghost of Yotei, like another round of big PlayStation titles, right? And then eventually that'll come to PC, and then it'll also be playable on this Xbox Ally through Steam, like all this shit, right?
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many interesting conversations. We're coming up on Games Daily 2000, and I think back to my fond memories of Games Daily, and I'll never forget sitting there with Andrea Renee when Game Pass was announced, and they were saying every game, Xbox Studio game, day one. And I remember sitting there being like, I don't believe you. I simply don't believe you. And it was very easy for them to say back then,
Yes.
when it was Crackdown 3 coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
It was Recore.
And it was like, okay. But then not that long after, we got Gears 5. And it was like, holy shit, they're actually sticking to this. But they're not going to continue sticking to it. And then they stuck to it. And they stuck with it long enough that now it's $30 a month. It's like, that's the inevitable end to this.
Yeah.
It felt unbelievable then, because guess what? It was unbelievable.
If only people were saying this. if only anybody said, "Oh, the price is probably going to go up on this thing dramatically."
Man.
Kyle LaBouffe writes in and says, "Microsoft can't get out of their own way with messaging. Own goal after own goal." Omega Buster said, "Let's party like it's episode 1999."
I fucking love that.
I didn't even think about that.
That's good,
This
dude.
is episode 1999.
Hell yeah.
Come on. What you doing for Y2K? Dolphin Corn writes in with a birthday tax. KF has been with me since middle school, and now I'm 25. Thank you for all the great times. Love you all. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, Dolphin Corn.
Yeah.
And damn, that's
happy
crazy.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Middle school.
To 25. Where was I when I first started listening to KF? I think I must have been midway through college. I guess I was, because I started listening to IGN when I was probably like 18, 19, when I started listening to Beyond. I think Kind of Funny started, I would have been 21. So I was like graduating college.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies.
Ricardo Gonzalez says, wife and I are having our first baby, and listening to Tim's KFGD announcement and him talking about the same worries and fears I have becoming a new dad has really helped. Thank you for sharing. That's cool.
Thank you, man. And congratulations.
Alex.
That's awesome. A lot of people have hit me up that are also like expecting for the first time. It's a weird little club because you're like, this is scary.
Yeah, everybody's like,
This is fucking insane.
but you're in this together.
But yeah,
All y'all are producing human life together.
I'm doing very little at this point, but
Yeah. But you got, you got years ahead of you.
I do.
You're gonna form a person's entire life in being.
I want y'all to think about that.
Have an entire
You listen to me
impact.
every day.
That kid's gonna love OLED.
Oh yeah.
That kid's gonna love OLED, Star Wars,
Yes, dude.
Halo, Nintendo. Alex Frazier writes in, how mad would you be? This is not the super chat. This is just me asking. How upset would you be if your kid just rejected Nintendo, just wholeheartedly, just wasn't into Nintendo stuff?
I mean, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. Like, and I understand, like, whatever she wants, I'm going to support her and all that stuff because that's the truth and the reality.
Yeah.
I did put that in quotes. It would hurt me. It would suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's also impossible. So,
Like, wait, like,
I'm not worried.
because I
There's
imagine,
a joy that. Here's the thing,
Mhm.
and I mean this. If you're one of those people that like thinks less of Nintendo games, I think less of you. So I'm like,
I fuck with that.
and that'll stay true to my daughter.
I fuck with that.
If she thinks less of Nintendo games, I'll think less of her. I'll still support her in her endeavors. You know?
I feel it. What if you like you put like a little like a Charmander like plush in front of her, you know, just to kind of like plant the seed, and she looks at it and it said points to the back, and you turn around and it's like a fucking PlayStation Vita. Like what are you doing? What are you doing in that scenario? Are you just like dropping her off on Greg's porch?
I wouldn't be mad at that, but because that doesn't mean I'm okay with her choosing PlayStation over Nintendo. You just got to show Nintendo respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if it's like, what if it's like what if it's like an Ouya? Like she sees like you, she looks in your hardware closet.
I have some questions. You know what I mean?
Look in your hardware closet and like you just have an abandoned Ouya you never opened or whatever. She sees that and she likes the shape. She's like, I want that.
That's the one.
I want that. I want to form my identity around that.
God, can you imagine forming your entire identity around a piece of hardware that just didn't work out and nobody cares about? Greg Miller and the Vita.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm sure somebody got obsessed with like the Google Glass or whatever. Like I'm sure there are people. I'm sure this happened plenty of times, and I feel bad for those people.
Yeah.
Alex Frazier writes in and says, "This is a slippery slope to the eventual incorporation of ads in all games and the inevitable price hike for an ad-free experience to existing subs." This is a conversation I'm fascinated about because like my brain didn't automatically go there as far as the slippery slope element of it. Is that a thing you're scared of at all?
Here's the thing. I'm not scared of it because it's already happening. Like we've been talking about this for years. You turn on your Xbox, there's ads.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Like if you're talking about pre-roll like video ads playing, like yeah, I mean I think inevitably that's going to happen. And I also think that it is starting already and it sucks. But it's also I think just an inevitability, and that's where these things come into play of like the paying for it. And to me that comes down to what I said earlier. I will pay the highest subscription thing if I'm getting stuff I like there. At a certain point, if I look at this Xbox stuff and I'm like, you know what? Game Pass does not serve me at all. I'm not going to pay for it. But right now it is. And I think that with the future of the handhelds, I'm like, I think that the value might be there for me.
Yeah.
But that might not be the case, in which case, buy Xbox. I don't need you. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And I'd say that about PlayStation. I'd say that about Nintendo. I'd say it about anybody. Like, you are the only person that can decide, is this thing worth it to me or not? It gets annoying when you look at something and go, I want that part. I don't want that part. Like, think about me right now with Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yeah.
And I'm all about it.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I love Hulu, FX. They've served me so well. Disney Plus serves me personally, very well. Even the things I don't like, I'm still happy with. Now you're trying to get me to get ESPN?
You can't. You're trying to get Tim.
You're trying to get me to pay
Geddes.
for ESPN? I don't want to fucking do that, WWE.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do that. And guess what? I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
VPN, motherfuckers.
Damn.
I've been VPNing.
Damn.
And I will continue to.
My thing with this is, Alex Frazier, you start off your thing of like, this is a slippery slope. I don't want to be like the fucking I went to logic class in college guy, but like so slippery slopes are inherently a fallacy, right? Like the phrase slippery slope is like a thing to be like, no, that's not an actual, like that's not actually going to happen. You're talking about a slippery slope, like so many things we need to line up in order for that to be an actual thing. Now, like I think separately from the Xbox cloud gaming stuff, I can see a fear for like ads infecting video games. I understand that fear. I think there is legitimacy there as far as that thought, but I don't think Xbox cloud gaming is the reason why ads in video games are going to be normalized. Mainly because I don't think Xbox cloud gaming is popular enough for like that to then like normalize the thing. I was kind of surprised yesterday. I put up a tweet, or a Blue Sky actually. I put up a Blue Sky about that's BS Tim. Yeah. Thank you, Barrett, in the back. Asking people, hey, people who follow me, do you care about Xbox cloud gaming? Just to get a vibe, right? Yeah. And again, you know, small sample size. Again, going back to logic class, you know, I can't take this as gospel or whatever. But I got like almost 200 replies to that Blue Sky. The vast majority of people are like, no, do not give a fuck about Xbox cloud gaming. At least the people that are like the gamers that listen to the show or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think if you're talking about the hardcore audience, like that sample size of hardcore audience not caring, like I don't think putting ads in Xbox Cloud Gaming is then going to ripple effect into now ads are in the video games that you pay for. I just don't think that's how.
I also do think though that the people that want to hate on the cloud gaming are the people that just don't want to hear about it and don't believe in it, period, which are the hardcore gamers that listen to these shows. You know what I mean? So
That's fair.
Like, I do think that there is that kind of sample size where I think that the biggest group of people that use Xbox Cloud are like probably the least gamer of anybody, where they just see somebody at Best Buy tell them, yeah, you just do this and it works. And that's all they know. That's how they play games then.
Yeah.
Because it just works for them. And because we're at a point that it just works now. And if it doesn't, that's the state of all video games, period, at this point.
Yeah. Let's see. We got some more super chats here for you. Infinite Loop writes in and says, missing piece of the accounting is people being less likely to go buy Game Pass games after playing them. How many publishers will pass now with the ink cost? I read all that. I didn't retain any of the information.
It's episode 1999.
1999, baby.
Now.
It's a party over here.
Missing a piece of the accounting is people being less likely to go buy Game Pass games after playing them. I mean, that's by design, right? Like, why would people buy games after playing them?
Yeah, that's
like
already been the case.
Niche situation. Like, I personally, Tim Geddes, most games I buy are after I play them because I, for the most part, get game codes for review.
Sure, yeah.
So, but I also want to support the developers and I care about physical collections and stuff. So I'm in an incredibly unique position there. But yeah, I don't think that the majority of people playing a game, even if they like it, are like, well, they're not using Game Pass as a demo, I guess is my point. Yeah. They're using it as their way to experience the game.
Demon Hacker says, oh my God, this thing just jumped forward. Hold on, Demon Hacker.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
It just happened to me too.
Is Microsoft's current year the least customer-friendly year of all time for a gaming company? I mean, it's just because they're such a big gaming company. Sure, they might feel that way, but I don't know, man.
I mean, no.
It's a weird question to answer. That's like such a subjective thing. I'm not gonna wade into that. Norman writes in and says, huge congrats on KFGD 2K. Been watching since day one. Heading to San Francisco tomorrow for my first trip to the West Coast. And we'll be out there for most of the week. Wanted to get this in now in case I don't get the chance to hop in live on Monday. Thank you so much, Norman.
Thank you, Norman. Obviously, I've seen your name for many, many years now. So thank you very much for all of your support and being a great member of the community.
Teflon Tev says, Greg's Square is going to be that DC mobile game. I like that. I don't even know what that.
Well, here's what I want clear about the bingo thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the audience is the one that needs to kind of like help us get there. It's not just like, what weird game are we pushing for Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Because that's not what I'm doing with Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World should stay the fuck away from Game of the Year conversations. I want that very
It's what's
clear.
the repeated.
What is just the thing that we're being like
loud about?
I mean, annoying's not the right word because it's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like, what do we stand by? That's just like a thing that we're just going to keep repeating over and over.
Yes. I like that. Ben Cosm writes in with gaming adjacent Wii news. The Proto Men just announced Act 3, The City Made Us. Bandcamp pre-order up. There is still hope, man.
Fuck you.
Or sorry, there's still hope in, man.
That's awesome.
There's still hope, man. Let's see. Alec KB writes in and says, Wii news or huge news. Game I've been working on just got released today. King of Meat is out now with a cheeky Mr. Beast collab. I've been seeing King of Meat a lot. I've read that name a lot in the last week.
I think we're planning on playing it next week.
Yeah.
That might change, but
Kevin, if you can look up a trailer for King of Meat. Oh, Barrett in the background says it's like Fall Guys, but edgier. Hell yeah.
Oh,
congratulations on the release. It's awesome. Kebab says Sparking Legit put out a 200+ character trailer.
Insane. Good for them. Good for them.
Last Geek says, shout out to every cool people whose birthday is tomorrow, including me. Also blessing that jacket is dope. Thank you so much. This is my Tekken jacket.
Happy birthday tomorrow, Last Geek. It's also this girl, Kimberly, I went to high school with's birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Kimberly.
Birthday, Kimberly.
You remember Kimberly's birthday?
I remember a lot of birthdays.
When's Barrett's birthday?
I'm going to be real. Both your oh, actually, hold on. Got it. July 2nd.
Yeah. That's fine.
Devices there. April? Fuck.
Damn.
Fuck.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't know.
Damn. You gotta have to like get Barrett a pizza or something. That's fucked up. Because Barrett, I remember your birthday. Come on.
I'm trying to think of like a
I don't remember his birthday, guys.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Is it February? It's February. Okay.
You're nodding your head? Cool. I was going to say February also.
I know Andy's. It's February 16th. It's 16th. It's 16th? The 16th. I'm locking
February
that
16th.
Okay, yeah, I'm locking in 16th.
There we go.
Kevin, obviously, I know, is May 26th, the day GTA 6 comes out next year.
Wow.
Nick is April. No, it's not. Sorry. Nick is January 13th. Greg is April 27th.
Damn. He's on it.
Yeah.
He's on it.
Joey is December 25th.
Christmas.
Is that every employee we have? What's Cool Greg's birthday?
Cool Greg's is February 23rd.
Mike?
That'd be crazy if you didn't know that one.
Oh, I don't know Mike's.
It's in May.
No way.
Yeah.
Mike's birthday's in May?
I'm pretty sure.
I would have lost my house.
May 11th?
Out of everything I would have bet, not May.
May's the only month I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, Roger.
I don't think he has a birthday.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Have we ever celebrated Roger's birthday?
Roger's just like, he just appeared.
Damn. Yeah, he just appeared on this earth one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm Raj. Demon Hacker writes in and says, Snowbike Mike bingo slot, Magic in his top 5 of his top 10. I don't think we're allowed to do that. Well, yeah.
Well,
Barrett in the background just said a strong no. I'm glad we hashed this out now because, Barrett, you might have seen it in my top 10. You know, Arena gets updates. Mr. Hawks 182 says, shouting out my 10-year wedding anniversary. Oh, we're over time. And then GameCat writes in and says, bless, play Hokkaido or Sapienza for a PSVR 2 Hitman. I appreciate that. Dave, bro, thank you so much for your super chat. We got to end the show because we're already late. I'm going to hop into kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, where you write in, let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening later on podcast services around the globe. Let's see here. Jeppo says, that's not you wrong. I'm not reading that. And then OM Jesus, let's see what you got here. Regarding the free Xbox Cloud gaming, even the lower tiers of Game Pass have a waiting period because you don't have cloud priority. I bet the free ad tier will have the longest wait times. It's cool that it's free, but you might have to wait like 30 minutes to finally see the ad to play.
Yeah, that's just how those things work, though. I'm not saying that's good or bad.
Yeah. And that is it for You're Wrong. Tim, that's been another episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next, where we fix Game of the Year 2019 and Game of Showdown after, where Kind of Feudy returns.
And then Lego Party.
And then Lego Party, which is going to be a really fun time. But until next time, Game Daily.
Episode 2000.